Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese Metaphysics master in Hong Kong. You've heard me talk a lot about period 9 if you've been a follower of my videos. Period 9 is a concept in Chinese metaphysics that describes the energetic eras we go through. And the period 9 era is starting officially in 2024. However, we are currently in an accelerated transition period towards period 9. And so we are already feeling the effects of period 9, the energy shift, and the biggest shift that we've probably all felt was the pandemic that started in 2020 and that really kind of affected the entire world. Suddenly, it wasn't just you individually that suffered from a particular change, be that a personal change or a career change, but suddenly everybody was affected by something that had a global scale. And so usually when we go through these transition periods towards a new era, we will go through one of these global shifts. They can be a health emergency, like what we've just seen, or they could be drastic economic downturn that affects the entire world. It could be a world war, all of these things, kind of like the black swan events that force everybody to readjust and realign. So because we are in this accelerated period to transition into period 9, and period 9 is a fire period, it's governed by the fire element, where everything becomes a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more volatile, but also a little bit more spiritual. We have certain guidance that we can give to people as to how they can manage period 9 and what their actual mission is. Yeah, we're all on earth to fulfill a particular mission. We all have a purpose, but most of us are not very clear about what that purpose is and what we need to actually aim for, what our life is supposed to mean. And so depending on what period or what era we're going through, we are actually required by metaphysics laws to align our mission to the new period. So in a nutshell, Bazi can actually help you find what your mission in life is for the upcoming 20 years. So that gives you a little bit of a guidance. It's kind of like a North Star, if you will, that tells you what you need to focus on for the next 20 years to align yourself with the energies, and then also obviously to have a smoother transition and a smoother period 9 in general. And obviously it will generally help you in life, bring you forward, help you become a better person ideally, and obviously also attain a higher level of spiritual alignment. Now, what we first need to do, of course, is to plot our Bazi chart. So you can go through to this link. I also posted it in the notes to this video. So you just copy, paste, and then you plot your Bazi chart. Now, for this particular exercise, it's not necessary to know your time of birth. All you key in is your date of birth. Yeah, if you have the time, that's fine, but it's not needed for this particular exercise because all we focus on is the day. Yeah. So, and in the day pillar particularly, we only look at the stem. There are altogether 10 different stems. And because they are the days, we call them the day master. Yeah. So the day master of the day that you are born in will determine the mission that you have in life for the upcoming 20 years or for as long as period 9 lasts. Now, have a look what you have there. So it could be 10 different things. We will go through all 10 of them. Now here we have the Jia wood, the yang polarity of wood day master. So if you are one of the people who is a Jia wood day master, then your mission is to become more selfless. You have to serve others. Yeah, you need to understand that wealth comes from within, not from what you can accumulate. And serving others doesn't mean that you just have to be subservient to everybody, but try to be of assistance to other people. How can you help them, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally. Try to be more aware of what other people are going through. And if you have a solution to one of their problems, then you need to step up to the plate and provide your service. Yeah, so serving others in a more meaningful way is what your mission is for period 9. Now, obviously, you can also do this by means of your career. If you're anyway in a career that where you're helping others, that's already great. And obviously, we're all thinking that our careers are in essence helping other people, but try to expand that. Try not to only look at your career and how that helps other people. Try to actually really listen to maybe your friends, your colleagues, your co-workers. Whenever there's something that they're struggling with, can you actually help? And can you be selfless enough to do that? This is your mission for period 9 or in period 9. Now, if you are the Yi Wood Day Master, that's the yin polarity of wood, your mission in period 9 is to become more self-sufficient, or in other words, don't worry so much about what other people say. You need to realize that how other people see you is no longer important. Focus on your own strengths, your own power, and your own sense of right and wrong. It may not match up with what other people think, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, so you really need to forget about what other people say about you, what other people think about you, and just do what you feel is right and what resonates with you and what makes you feel like you're actually contributing. It doesn't matter whether you fit in with other people's expectations for you or not. Don't make that your story. You really need to live your own story and in that sense become self-sufficient and not reliant on other people's expectations of you, other people's beliefs of what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing. So really kind of try to take a step away from all that judgment and do your own thing. That is your mission for period 9. Now, if you are a Being Fire Day Master, your mission is to form very powerful alliances with other people. Do not isolate yourself. Being Fire Day Masters, very often they are a little bit aloof because Being Fire represents the sun, yeah? And the sun is high up in the sky, nobody can touch it. And that's kind of like a little bit how Being Fire Day Masters are as well. Although they are very warm and very caring, they are always a little bit not outsiders, but they tend to stand a little bit on the outside looking in. And in period 9, your purpose is really to work with others and honor other people's differences. Being Fire Day Masters, they're very set in their routines. And so they tend to stick to those people who are very much in alignment with their routines as well. And they don't really like things that are too surprising or too unexpected or too different. But in period 9, Being Fire Day Masters need to learn to work with others, even those who follow a completely different path or have completely different values. Be more creative in how you approach human connections and human relationships. You may find value in forming a friendship or a partnership with someone who is completely different than you. So be a little bit more open to that if you are a Being Fire Day Master. Now, for Being Fire Day Masters, they follow their life purpose best in period 9 if they become a teacher and try to bring light to others. Yeah, be practical and grounded, start small. But look at what kind of teachings you can bring to other people. You don't need to immediately become a teacher in front of a classroom. Maybe you are just a motivator or an influencer, or you could become an example for other people. Yeah, someone other people look up to. So you really need to step up and set an example for other people. Motivate other people to become better and learn to feel really, really good once you see that you've helped someone become a better person or guide them in the right direction. Yeah, so whatever it is that you're doing, try to become sort of like the shining light in another person's life. Be that person that other want to model themselves after. So you kind of need to set an example. It's a tough spot to be in, but that's what you need to do, because you're also fire, and a fire day master in period 9 needs to kind of set an example and really learn to shine for others and on behalf of others. Now the next one is Wu Earth. That's the yang polarity of Earth. And in period 9, Wu Earth day masters may feel like they get a little bit lost, or they're a little bit lost along their journey. So in order to find your inner peace, you need to realize that you don't need to follow everyone else to be on the right track. For Wu Earth day masters, that can become very difficult, because Wu Earth day masters, they very often, they just seek security in numbers. They seek safety in numbers. And so they very often just follow the crowd and see what they are doing, and then they feel safe. However, in period 9, that will not work anymore, which is why they may tend to feel a little bit unstable and a little bit lost. So your mission is to learn that you need to follow your own path. See what works for you. Find inner peace by really exploring what it is that you want in life, even if that means that when everybody goes right, you go left. It's perfectly fine to do that, especially in period 9. This is how you grow, and this is how you gain your or rediscover your inner peace and your wisdom. So really try not to be too scared to be different, and don't always follow the crowd. If you do it every now and then, not a problem, yeah? But the moment you feel like you've lost yourself in the process of following others, take a step back and then really kind of retrace your own steps until you come to the point where you can be yourself, even if that means that you leave the other crowd behind. Now, Sea Earth, on the other hand, needs to harness their willpower. Yeah, Sea Earth needs to push themselves beyond their comfort zone. They really need to become a little bit more ambitious. They're not, in period 9, they're not going to be able to succeed by being complacent. Very often Earth elements are just complacent. They're just kind of waiting until things happen to them. They're very slow in reacting to changes. And in period 9, this won't work anymore. So the Earth really, really needs to step it up and needs to become much, much more ambitious. So ask yourself what it is that you really want in life, and then you need to go for it. Don't wait until certain circumstances align in such a way that it feels right for you to move. You need to move and make things happen for you. And that requires that you become a little bit more active, a little bit more proactive, a little bit more ambitious, which can be stressful. This is why I'm saying you need to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. But the Earth Day Masters are very able to do that because they're extremely resourceful. So don't be afraid to push yourself and really go for what you want. If you are complacent, if you are I don't want to say too lazy, but in essence, if you're too lazy to make a move, to follow your dreams, period 9 is not going to work for you. All right, then we've got gunmetal. Now for gunmetal day masters, they will very easily get distracted by external elements or internal factors in period 9. Yeah, so internal factors could be anything that happens in your family or in your relationship with your children, with your siblings. External, that could be anything from friends, social circle, career, job, even the global changes. Gunmetal day masters, they will be all over the place mentally and emotionally in period 9. So they really need to learn to say no to distractions and focus on one thing only, especially when it comes to making money. But they need to learn to say no and set boundaries and eliminate distractions from their lives. Now, of course, this is not completely possible. You can't 100% eliminate all distractions from your life, but gunmetal day masters must learn to say no. They must learn to set boundaries and really ask themselves, what is important? What is on my priority list? Maybe the top 3, and the rest I'm going to ignore until the first top 3 have been fulfilled, and then we'll go further. Yeah, so learn to say no and set boundaries. Now, for Sin Metal Day Masters, their biggest enemy is their inner critic. And what they need to learn in period 9 is to just have faith and not give in to that inner critic. Be persistent in what you do, in what you believe in. True persistence and commitment will allow you to reach your goals. And if that inner voice tells you, oh, you're not good enough, or you don't know enough, or you can't do this because A, B, C, don't listen. Try to shut up that inner critic. And become so good at what you're doing that even your enemies, whether that's an internal enemy or an external enemy, can't help but respect you. Yeah, so go for what you want and do not listen to that inner voice that constantly tells you why you shouldn't be doing this or why you can't be doing this. Try to shut that inner critic up. This is very, very important. Otherwise, you are going to stop halfway through to achieving your goal. And then we've got Ren Water. For Ren Water Day Masters, it's important in period 9 to listen to your ideas and your intuition, because one of your ideas is very likely to lead to a breakthrough, whether that's a financial breakthrough or a career breakthrough, or even just a spiritual or emotional breakthrough. It doesn't matter. You will experience a breakthrough as long as you really let ideas flow. And as long as you allow ideas and intuition to be heard. Very often we are so distracted by what's going on in our lives, daily stuff. It's just, we're going through the motions and we don't really take time off, even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes, to just kind of let things flow. Yeah. What ideas are coming? What do I feel about a particular situation or idea or person? We don't often allow that because we're too busy. Now, for Ren Water Day Masters, it's very important that they take that time and really learn to listen to their intuition, because this can help to bring a breakthrough that could even elevate you financially. Yeah, so maybe you suddenly have an idea or a spark that helps you create something or work on something that makes you a lot of money. And even if it's not money related, if you have an emotional breakthrough, maybe you can finally let go of something that has been bothering you or that's been dragging you down for many, many years. Just, you know, the moment you achieve that breakthrough, you will have this aha moment. And in order to get that, it's really important that you learn to trust your gut instincts, to listen to your intuition, and to just listen to your ideas. And if you have a crazy idea, just write it down before you dismiss it outright. Write it down and then maybe revisit it a few days later. Maybe you've got an additional idea, and then over time, it's not going to sound so crazy anymore, because you know, a lot of crazy ideas, or a lot of ideas that seemed crazy at the time, are now what make us successful. So give yourself or allow yourself time every day to listen to your ideas or just brainstorm a little bit. And then lastly, we've got Kui Water Day Master. Now, Kui Water Day Masters in period 9 are asked to use their knowledge to grow and help other people. So set your personal needs aside for the moment and help others. And then life will essentially be yours. So whatever it is that you know, share it with others. Distribute your knowledge. A lot of people think they don't know anything that's worth sharing, but that's not really true. We all have certain talents. We all have something that we're really, really good at. And I'm not just talking about something that's career related. Maybe you are really good at knitting, or maybe you are really good at, I don't know, cooking a particular dish, or whatever it is. We are all good at something. And if we don't share this knowledge, eventually that knowledge is being lost. So Kui Water Day Masters need to start sharing their knowledge. And if you enjoy being a teacher anyway, that's great. Yeah, you can just put out tutorials, or you can actually become a teacher on a particular subject matter, or a consultant or a coach, whatever it is. But try to share your knowledge on whatever platform you feel comfortable on. It could be in-person sharing. Maybe you write a book, or maybe you just write blogs or articles about certain things that you're knowledgeable about. Or maybe you go on YouTube, like what I do, and just share some of your knowledge every now and then. Whatever it is, whatever feels comfortable, just go ahead and do that. And then period 9 is going to work really, really well for you. All right, so these are the 10-day masters and the kind of missions and life purpose we have in period 9. Now, obviously, you don't have to implement all of that tomorrow. We've got 20 years time. However, start incorporating these lessons into your life already now, so that it becomes a habit, it becomes a routine, it becomes what you're doing anyway by default. And if you do that, period 9 is going to work much, much better for you. All right. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, or just shoot me an email. My contact details are in the notes to the video. And I would really appreciate it if you liked the video, if you shared it with those who this would be of interest of, subscribe to the channel, and just generally do whatever it takes to get the word out. All right, see you soon.